Towards the center of the island, there is an impressively large statue. A weather-worn whale the size of a small Karr vessel was carved out of some form of stone, some of the more protected sides still showing signs of the original artist's stylistic choices. The remains of a carved fountain of life-bearing seawater vomited out of its upturned mouth show indications of many known and some unknown forms of sea life, to include what some speculate to be true-blooded Fae, though it cannot be confirmed. To the giant whale's right, a secondary plinth only has the feet and partial leg of someone who may have been important to the overall story. On the whale's back, should one climb up, there are remains of the statue's resting hand. All other parts of the statue have been gone for generations, making it impossible to determine who or what the being was. The common belief among the residents of Macklemore is that long ago, all of the islands in this region were part of the mainland and a thriving seafaring continent. During a time of particular struggle, a being sent a whale to provide the bounty of the ocean to Macklemore. Though thankful enough to erect a statue in reverence to this being on one of the highest points in the main city, the people became spoiled by their good fortune and began to get greedy. The being was a pretty thing. Instead of getting aggressive and striking down those who would demand more, it granted their wish. The whale provided the waters of the ocean, the creatures of the sea, and the supplies needed to survive the current. After many days of non-stop blessings, the water from the ocean began to rise over Macklemore, and the people begged the being to stop, but to no avail. The sounds of the hurricanes and the storms and the monstrous creatures that were being released in the newly made watering hole drowned the people's voices, forcing them to retreat to the highest points. Only when the majority of the moor was covered in the blessings of the sea and the statues made were threatened by the image they depicted, did the whale close its jaws and sink back to the depths from which it came. The being gave a warning to those left behind. The sea will always provide, though at its will alone, and not through the whim and greed of others. Neither the whale nor the being have been seen since. Though the island is mostly abandoned, offerings can be seen at the feet of the statue. When the Morladrona pirates and Nox Wild Fae come together to parley, it is done here, under the reminder that regardless of their actions, once they leave that sacred place, they are once again at the mercy of the sea of Macklemore.